Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm messing with my 24 scale truck. Some of you may have seen it already. I call it a mini-me because it's got a similar body to my Poise truck. But in this video, I'm going to print a new body, cage slash body. So my truck is a Robskii Fab truck. It's a one-piece chassis. It's really cool. I've been doing a lot of work to this thing, got it working really good. It's pulling like 66.5 degrees on the incline board and pulling some amazing lines. I'm really happy with it. Still got some changes I want to make, but Robskii Fab came out with a free printable body, which is a cage body similar to like a Capra. And here's what it looks like right here. This is the first one I printed just to test it out. I kind of did a Halloween theme. You see it's got the Robskii Fab logo on the top. Put a Jason on the side. It's kind of like it's close to Halloween. I had a lot of orange, so I figured I'd test it out with this. So turned out pretty cool. It's got a little fuel cell in the back and everything. And I printed it with my bamboo X1 carbon. So I made these little pieces. I printed these pieces here. It comes with spots to put a magnet on there, but I wasn't really happy with that. So I printed a piece like here that's got these little hooks that'll hook on the chassis. And I've got one of my larger magnets on the back. So it'll snap in the same place as that body will. So all I really do is hook it there and it snaps right in place. So it looks really cool, I think. So I'm wanting to print another one, different color. And the plan is bronze cage. And these panels here, I've got some thin carbon fiber. So I think I'm going to cut those panels out of carbon fiber. There's a printable file included with the file, but I'm going to print these out of carbon. And I may do some like old school Toyota stripes or something. This piece will be printed, obviously, because it's not flat. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do bronze cage. So we're going to see how it goes. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you step by step how I do it. I'm going to get this camera set up on a POV view, and I'm going to show you how I get the printer set up. And then I'll go to a screen recording of exactly how I do it in the Bamboo Labs software. So stay tuned. I'll get this camera turned around and we'll get busy. Okay, so here we go. There's the Robskii Fab cage chassis I'm talking about building. So what we're going to do, I've got my bronze set up here in the Sunloo heater. Been going for a long time. Just to get it dried out good. So this is what's one of the cool things about this printer is this is the Bamboo Labs bronze. So it's got this little sensor or whatever in here that reads what it is, and it'll automatically put the settings in for you. Works really good. So just pop it in the printer, in the AMS, stick it in there, it'll automatically feed it. It's going to read it. So we're going to be using the cool plate. Here's the glue I use. I use this glue stick I got off Amazon. I bought it in a big pack and it's been working great. So use just this glue stick. There'll be a sample goes here and here where it reads the settings and make sure it's all good. So I'll put a little glue there. And I just put enough to cover where the print's going to be. This does two things. It helps stick to the bed a little better. It also makes it come loose a little easier. So I tried doing one without putting fresh glue on it one time on this same print, and it messed up. So you just slide it in there, and we're ready to go. So now I'm going to get this thing switched over to the laptop and show you how I get it set up, and we'll get it started. And hopefully I'll show you some progress as it goes along, and then we'll go through the whole process. So hang tight, here we go. Okay, here we are in Bamboo Lab software. I'm going to go up to File, Import. I think I've got it on my desktop. Yep, there's the cage. Okay, so there it is. There's the file as it comes. Um, I'm going to change. All right, first let's go. I got to go into device. This is going to show the AMS, and it shows that the bronze is in the slot 3. So go back to prepare. I can go here. Actually, got to resync the filaments in there. So there we go. So I click here, and change it to bronze. Okay, so this is how they've got it oriented in the file. I'm going to move that around. So all you do is select the item. Then you hit this lay on face here, and then you can choose any of those faces you want to lay the part on. So we're going to lay it on this one right here. So it sits flat. So there you go. So now the only problem with that is all these spots have nothing under them. That's not going to work. They'll just fall to the ground. So you have to put supports under it. So any of these parts up here that are above a certain angle have to have a support to hold it up as it prints along. So what you do, you go back into global. First, let's go back to strength first. So what I want to do in strength, there's infill. The inside of those tubes and everything is not solid. So it's only like 15% material in there. So what you want to do is, since we want this to be strong, we're going to make it 100%. And that's just telling you have to use a certain pattern, rectilinear pattern. So no problem. Okay, so we did that. Then we're going to hit supports. So you want to enable supports. We want tree supports. I'll show you what the tree looks like in a minute. It's just a lot easier than square supports. So file should be ready now. I'm going to hit slice. Takes it a second here. This will show you what it's going to look like. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so these are the tree supports. Those supports, they look like a tree, and they only touch it where it has to hold it up. And there's a small gap. It leaves a small gap in there, so those will break off. Doesn't break off super easy. You'll come in and be real careful and cut it with I use some cutters and just break it off. It'll come right off pretty easy. So in this menu, you can scroll down and see what each line looks like. Just like that. So see how it prints the little tree supports, and they grow and grow, and then it starts printing all the bars and stuff. So see if I can move this. That way you can see it better. So this is the part it will print this and scans it. Make sure all the settings are right. Make sure it's looking good and everything. That's pretty much all there's to it. We got to make sure we're using a cool plate. This shows I got a 0.6 nozzle on it. I've got to change that. I was printing something different. So just imagine that says 0.4 nozzle. I'm going to change that, and we'll get it started. So all I have to do after this, let's pull this back up. This will show you preparation time, model printing time, total time, 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's pretty fast. So it tells you the amount, the cost. If you've entered the cost of the filament, it'll tell you what it costs you and what all this filament is being used here too. So once you've got that done, you just hit print plate, and you can choose these things too. So I'm probably going to include a time lapse in this video. So I'm going to choose time lapse. You want bed leveling and the flow dynamics calibration. So and enable AMS, obviously that's what lets you use those 4 different colors. So we're going to print this. I'm not going to hit send yet because I got to come back and change that nozzle. So just imagine I hit send, then we'll come back, and I'll come back in a minute and I'll show you some progress, and we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so here we are the next morning. I thought I was going to record some of it during the process, but I fell asleep. Woke up this morning and this is what I got. So I'm gonna turn this camera around. So there it is. I'm gonna get this off of the bed. I'm gonna get this camera turned around and we'll go through the process of getting all these supports off here, and I'll show you what it looks like. So hang tight. Okay, so there it is. All right, I've got the GoPro right in front of my face, so if I bump it, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this way. So there it is. You can see all the tree supports. We'll just break this loose. And you can see, you can take these, all this stuff, I just knock it off my fingernail. Then, next time you do a print, if you want, you can, sometimes I clean it off, sometimes not. You just soapy hot water, clean it off. Put that back. Okay, so this part kind of sucks. I'll see how good it breaks off. Just start off kind of slow. Take your time so you don't break anything off. I'll get my cutters. Like sometimes these will be together and don't want to break. Probably fast forward some of this. Kind of boring. Okay, there it is. I had some of the bottom stuff I need to sand. This material is kind of funny on overhangs. It's not real clean, so I'll probably get some sandpaper and clean that. But see, it's got a little bit of stringing here and there. Fix that with a heat gun. Just heat it up and it'll just melt and disappear. Don't get too hot because you'll melt the material and deform it, so have to be a little careful. So then you're left with all this mess. So that's the next step. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's gonna look pretty sweet. All right, so the next part I gotta print the hood. I'm probably just gonna do it, since I'm doing carbon here and here, I'm probably just gonna do it black with a bronze here, similar to this. And then I've got to print my front clip and then work on the magnet in the back so it'll fit just like the rest of them. So anyway, tonight will be the next step. I will do cut the carbon and maybe print my hood at the same time. You can see right here, this is the spot where you use his magnets, which is like these. For me, I wasn't too happy with those. Wasn't quite strong enough as a tiny little magnet. So I put the big magnets like I use in my tent scale truck, and seemed to work pretty good. So, all right, tonight we'll get the other parts out and get them going, and hopefully we'll wrap this thing up and we'll get it out on the rocks and have a look at it. Okay, so we got our chassis done. The next step will be I'm going to print the hood, because remember, I'm going to do carbon fiber roof and side panels. We'll cover that after this piece. So I'm going to print the hood similar to this with bronze on the front. So I'm going to switch back to the screen view on the computer and show you how I do that. And then we also got to print the fuel cell. I might as well show you that while I'm at it. So hang tight. Okay, so let's see here. We've already printed that, so we need to go to File, New Project. Don't want to save it. Discard that value. Okay, so now we go to Import. Hood. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to print this the same orientation as I did last time. Let's zoom in a little. Gonna flip to. That's how I did it before, I think. Yep. Okay, so we got it black, but we want to turn this part bronze. So we highlight it, hit the little paint bucket, choose bronze. We got it on paint bucket, so we choose this file. Only problem is it turns all that bronze. We don't need that. That won't be shown, and it'll take forever to print. So what we can do is choose this other tool, a circle. And you can simply take it. Actually, I can make it bigger, I think. Yep, so I can take it. Well, I gotta make it black. So just paint it black. You can even go up here. Well, I had to make it smaller. Well, I messed that up. You know, I might as well leave it like that. That won't be too bad. So anyway, that'll give us that look. Didn't mean to do that. So we got to come in here and go ahead and make the strength 100%, the infill 100%. Oops. We're going to need supports. Tree supports. Always do tree supports. Let's slice and see what it looks like. Okay, so we got our tree support there. That's got a good border to hold it down. So the next thing we'll do, let's check one more thing. I want to make sure I got the, okay, I got the colors right. Next thing we'll do is go print plate. All that's enabled, and I'll hit send. But first I gotta put the glue on the plate, and then we'll get started. So we'll get this one going, and I'll update you when it's done. Okay, so we're printing the hood. Let's see where we're at. So we're about 36% in, 262 layers of 326, hour and a half to go. Let's see what it looks like. Back there in the back, it's doing a print tower where it purges. When you do multiple colors, it purges the other color before it changes. So it's got a little ways to go before it gets to the bronze. You can see the three supports doing there, and then a lot of wasted material in here, but it's not very expensive, so it's not a big deal. So anyway, got an hour and a half to go. I look like an old man. Got an hour and a half to go. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, the hood's done, so let's get it out and see what it looks like. There it is. All right, so let's break off these supports. That's the border that holds it down to the print bed. A little bit of string, so there's that. That looks pretty cool. So probably gonna have to do a little bit extra filing here and get it to fit just right. But that's basically how the hood's gonna look. Next, I've got to print the piece that holds the body down right there. So I'm gonna get that on the computer here in just a second. Okay, this one's pretty simple. I think I got it saved as front mount 3.0. I need to organize these better. Front mount 3.0, there it is. Okay, so I want to change how it sits to here. That way it doesn't have to have any supports or anything. Change it to 100% infill, if I can find it. No supports. Slice. This only takes 12 minutes. So print. Don't even need time lapse, bed leveling, or flow dynamics. It's pretty simple. Print. So there we go. Okay, so the front body mount is done. Let's get it off the printer and see what it looks like. There it is. It's pretty simple. Just a little bitty piece. See if I can set this camera up where it'll make sense. This is going to go, it's just going to glue right here. So it'll hook on the front of the chassis and then snap in with the magnet. The magnet will be back here. All right, on to the next step. Okay, so now we're going to get to cutting out the carbon fiber. So I've got these panels I printed already. I made them thicker than I intended on. These were thicker than I intended on. And this one I printed the logo backwards. So I'm going to use these for templates to mark my carbon fiber. So let me get this camera turned around and we'll see if we can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've marked this first one already, just like just put it down on the carbon and marked it with a knife. So I'm gonna cut. I've got that one marked. Now I'm gonna mark this one. Okay, so now all I'll do is I'll come in with a Dremel tool, cut that out, and I'll cut it out a little on the outside and then take the sanding wheel on the Dremel and smooth it out and get it to fit. Just take my time and make sure it fits the roll cage the way it's supposed to. So I'm cutting it on the bad side. I got the clean side over here, so hopefully it'll turn out nice. And here we go. Okay, so I got these cut out. A lot more tedious than I thought, and a good bit more mess, but here they are. So I cut it out with a cutoff wheel, and then just took one of the sanding wheels and sanded the edges, and I hand sanded the corners and stuff. So let's see, show you what it's going to look like. Gonna be pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and get these glued on here. Sorry, the printer's going in the background. The fuel cell should be ready about the time we finish this. All right, so we're gonna put this on with just 4 little dots. And a little zip ticker. Cured. There it is. First week. Okay, so the plan is to add some metal stripes, also stripes. Here on the side, here, make fuel stripes. Okay, so now we're going to try to print the fuel cell. Fuel cell. All right, we've got to set it on the bottom. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, we're going to change it to red. Then we got to change these colors. We can go to our little paint bucket. We're going to choose that one, the black. Choose that black. We'll choose this white, the lid, and we'll slice it. There it is. So we'll hit print. I got everything checked on here and send. And about 40 minutes later, we'll have that come off the printer. So stay tuned. Okay, it looks like the fuel cell is finished, so we'll just continue on with that. That's the next step anyway. So there it is. See if I can break it off here without getting this off. Okay, so there's the fuel cell. A little bleed through on the filament, not bad. There's the fuel cell. See if we can get a little dot, a little bit of glue on it. So there it is. So probably going to add a little more glue on that. I don't know, it should be okay. Good bit of glue on the bottom there. Might add a little more here to the front, just in case I have a hard fall or something. Alright, so wipe that zip kicker off. Always wipe your glue tip before you close it. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is add our magnet here. So we'll go ahead and get this. Got 2 left. So I've got to Dremel it out a little bit. It's going to go right here in the middle. So really all I got to do is hit it with a Dremel. I need a little bit of Zacto. Change this bit. Should be pretty close, didn't take much. Okay. Probably cut a little more than I need to. And the next thing you do, make sure you get the orientation of the magnet right, or it won't stick, obviously. Okay, so you know that side is down. I'm gonna put a little glue here. I'm gonna drop a little bit, maybe it'll fall down there and hold that fuel cell a little better. So just to get it started, one more time we'll check. Make sure it's centered right where you want it. And a little zip kick. I'm going to add some more now that I got it in place. And I kind of fill it up in the middle a little bit. Then you hit it with your zip kicker. Instantly cured. So now, all I really got left is putting the front mount on. Sure exactly what's holding it up. Okay, so I'm gonna have to press it down as I do that. So what I'll do, go ahead and put that, let's set this aside. Okay, so the suspension down, it's kind of touching it a little bit, so I'm gonna have to leave it up. Actually, it's in there pretty good now, so go ahead and put some glue on here. Hope that's enough. I'm going to put it on here, hold it down centered. See if I can add a drop to the side. Zip kick. Okay. So, and that zip kicker won't really hurt any components in the car. I've sprayed it on just about everything. It'll wipe right off and eventually it'll just dry up. So now, I got it on there. Should be able to just pop the magnet off, slide it off. So there's that mount. So now I'm going to add a little more glue that I couldn't get to. Make sure it's coated all the way around it. So zip kick it. You can see a little bit of residue from the zip kicker everywhere. It'll evaporate. So now, just hook the front end, snap. There you have it. Pretty much ready to run right now. I'm gonna come in and we'll see about adding some stripes and graphics to it, and see where it ends up. So looks pretty sweet to me. On to the next step. Okay, so just out of the blue, I came up with something. Thought it'd be cool if I had a window net. So I had this drywall tape, and I cut it in a little piece. I'm just gonna glue it in right here. I think that'll look pretty sweet. So let's do that real quick. See if I can get it to stay in place. Not that easy. There it is. Looks pretty sweet. That was just something I came up with off the top of my head. I'm pretty glad I did. I think it looks pretty sharp. On to the next step. Okay, so I skipped ahead a little. Went ahead and printed just some stripes, and I hand cut these to fit the hood, and I'll put these and hand cut them on there too. So trick is this stuff is not going to want to stick to the PLA very good, so you have to kind of work with it. I think I'll come back and do that off camera. Alright, so I'm going to add these stripes here and then just cut it out with X-Acto. Oh no, I didn't do that right. Barely cut that big enough. Might be easier if I just go ahead and cut this. It'd be a lot easier if I just cut it to fit right the first time, but that would be too easy. Actually, I'm too lazy to do it that way, so I just cut it by hand. Pretty sweet. So I'm just gonna put one more on. See if I can cut this. Dadgummit. There we go. I think that looks pretty sweet. I'm gonna come in here and take my time. I don't have this camera right here in my face. See if I can get this adhesive backing tape off there, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here you have it. This is the final product. I got my stripes on there. I got a few stickers on there, NSDRC, J Concepts, and Muse, and of course Robskii Fab on the roof. Turned out pretty good, I think. So we're gonna get this out on the rocks tomorrow and see what it looks like crawling around. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. We're out at Moss Rock. I'm gonna get my 24 scale Robskii Fab truck slash new body tested out, just to get some video of it on the rocks. I made a few changes of chassis and it's really doing good, so I'm anxious to see how it looks on the rocks. So I've got my poised 10 scale truck. I'll probably get out here and do something with it too. So here we go. Okay, there you have it. 24 scale Robskii Fab chassis with their printable, free as I might add. This file is free. You can print your own. It comes with all the panels and the hood and everything. And they're having a build off with this body cage, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm gonna enter this one in and see how it does. We'll had a lot of fun with it. I hardly even got the tent scale out. I was having so much fun with this one, and plus I'm just back from knee surgery. I didn't want to do anything stupid and mess that up. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.